and literally said, "We're hungry." So what we did, we gave them our plates, and they ate. That's the kind of people we are. That's the kind of people we should be. You have to sacrifice for someone else. And to say these school programs do not accomplish anything worth supporting, that's an absolute lie. Because what it does, as a kid, like I said, poor, dysfunctional home, blah blah blah. Food's not important. Education is not important. But when you got something in your system, your mind keeps working. You want to learn. You want to gain new perspectives. You can be the robot that they are trying to program you to be. It affects your self-esteem. And while my little six chicken nuggets and a side of Nor rice yesterday may seem terrible to my friends who eat out sometimes more than once a day, as I said, here's what I know. When it gets tough, the tough survive. I don't mind being this broke for now because I believe in something greater. Like I said, I'll go hungry if that means I have $10 to put in the gas tank to go out with my wife. Now, of course, we're not going to go out and eat, but we go to the park. We might go camping. Hell, when you're either cursed or blessed with a medical condition that even Harvard University, yes, the Harvard, can identify and isn't, quote, known in the modern medical science, as I've been repeatedly told. And it sucks to have something this rare too, because no one knows what to do. Here you are. Here are painkillers. That's it. Just drop painkillers that I have not taken in over a year. 2 to 3 years ago, I was getting pushed around in a wheelchair, walking with a cane when I could walk. Today, it's not like that at all. Now, of course, I'm not, completely healed, but my state of mind is better. As I said, 38 days in the hospital, and that's just that one moment. That's one episode. I mean, I was bleeding out entirely too fast. The very first night I went in there, they did not expect me to live the next day. And over that 38 days, I became a zombie looking because your NPO, which is Latin actually for, oh, I forgot, but it means no food. Don't eat. So that's what they had me on. No food, just rally packs. I had I had IVs in both arms and a PICC line in the neck. Could not move. And so there's no funding because no one else has the condition. A walking anomaly. But you start to take stock of what really matters. Love. Being in love, loving yourself, all of that. You take stock into things that really matter. But what I'm saying is, I've succeeded. I know what it is to be hungry. I know what it is to choose to be hungry so that someone else can eat. And I will not trade those experiences for anything. I've succeeded when my circumstance no longer affects my outlook on life, which was very, very bleak and most often suicidal, actually. My outlook on life is better. How I treat others is better. That morphine haze I mentioned earlier um, made me lose about 3 years of my memories. What does bother me, however, is when people who claim they're your friends just freaking disappear. And we've all gone through that over and over. Brothers in arms, they say. But let me voice a contradictory political view. And where the hell are they? Everybody disappears. See, the answer is inside you. It's always been inside you. You got to remember. Stop and think about this for a moment. Everything you think you know, from your first memory to just a moment ago, everything exists inside your mind. Your perception of the universe. If you take time to visualize the universe, and there's a little picture of the universe, and you're at one point, and you can visualize a point 80, 90, 120 million light years away. But it all fits inside your mind. That means you have constructed a view of the universe. You've taken something that is larger than our lives will ever be able to comprehend, and you fit it inside your mind along with your memories, your favorite foods, your hopes, dreams, fears, angers. It's all there. Your entire perception of everything you know exists between your ears. And all of that can change. It will change when you take your last breath. So the CDC, as I said, a multi-page document says why students need to eat. As well, there's nothing like a low self-esteem or even getting to the point where you might hate yourself for being hungry. I did this for a long time. My divorce was not a part of the plan. But on that medication, that poison they kept prescribing, I wasn't even myself. I don't know who I was. I barely remember the person I became. But I did this for a long time. Hated myself for being hungry. And sometimes it still pops up. I sometimes associate being hungry with being weak. Can you imagine that? It seems so ridiculous to ever conceive of it. But again, dysfunctional home, made to feel guilty for eating food, made to feel guilty for drinking milk. Anything that had a price tag that was more than the norm. Never mind the freaking fact that those who said they were my parents, never mind the fact that they kept themselves in the same socioeconomic depression, never strived for anything more than the 9 to 5 if you're lucky. 50, 60 hours a week makes somebody richer. That's it. That's all you're good for. But it's not their fault. It was drilled into their heads. The system. We are all victims to the system. Without question. Without question. So all they ever taught me was, hey, go make somebody else rich. That's the only value you're going to have in this life. Yeah, whatever, right? But like I said, it's ridiculous to conceive of beating yourself up, mentally abusing yourself, because your body needs food. But you know as well as I that, as I said, growing up in a house of dysfunction begets dysfunction. So, okay, the article, as I said, I read to you the points. The article at WLEX continues and says that educational programming budgets are getting cut. Well, that's just great. Let me tell you how important KET is to me. I'll tell you what, I'll tell you what. I'm gonna do you a solid here. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna give Megan time to get her stuff straight there. I am going to um let's see. Why don't we listen to a trailer from an awesome film also found on YouTube called The Crude Awakening? And I want you to focus. No, 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 no. You know what? You know what? Crude Awakening. Here's a clip. Here's a clip that I should have played earlier that will absolutely justify the explicit language section that I did not click. While I get Megan, I'm going to play this clip, and you'll recognize it. Jeff Daniels, the freaking genius he has become. But I'm going to play this. It's just listen if you have not heard this.
Let's move on to the next question. Go ahead.
Hi, my name is Jenny. I'm a sophomore, and this is for all three of you. Can you say in one sentence or less what... you know what I mean. Can you say why America is the greatest country in the world?
Diversity and opportunity.
Lewis?
Freedom and freedom. So let's keep it that way.
Will?
The New York Jets.
No. I'm going to hold you to an answer on that. What makes America the greatest country in the world?
Well, Lewis and Sharon said it. Diversity and opportunity and freedom and freedom.
I'm not letting you go back to the airport without answering the question.
Well, our Constitution is a masterpiece. James Madison was a genius. The Declaration of Independence is, for me, the single greatest piece of American writing. You don't look satisfied.
One's a set of laws and the other's a declaration of war. I want a human moment from you. What about the people? Why is America
Not the greatest country in the world, Professor. That's my answer.
You're saying...
Yes.
Let's talk about...
Fine. Sharon, the NEA is a loser. Yeah, it accounts for a penny out of her paycheck, but he gets to hit you with it anytime he wants. It doesn't cost money. It costs votes. It costs airtime and column inches. You know why people don't like liberals? Because they lose. If liberals are so fucking smart, how come they lose so goddamn always?
Hey.
And with a straight face, you're going to tell students that America is so star-spangled awesome that we're the only ones in the world who have freedom? Canada has freedom. Japan has freedom. The UK, France, Italy, Germany, Spain, Australia, Belgium has freedom. So 207 sovereign states in the world, like 180 of them have freedom.
All right.
And yeah, you, sorority girl, just in case you accidentally wander into a voting booth one day, there's some things you should know. And one of them is, there is absolutely no evidence to support the statement that we're the greatest country in the world. We're 7th in literacy, 27th in math, 22nd in science, 49th in life expectancy, 178th in infant mortality, 3rd in median household income, number 4 in labor force, and number 4 in exports. We lead the world in only 3 categories: number of incarcerated citizens per capita, number of adults who believe angels are real, and defense spending, where we spend more than the next 26 countries combined, 25 of whom are allies. Now, none of this is the fault of a 20-year-old college student, but you nonetheless are, without a doubt, a member of the worst generation ever. So when you ask what makes us the greatest country in the world, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Yosemite? Sure used to be. We stood up for what was right. We fought for moral reasons. We passed laws, struck down laws for moral reasons. We waged wars on poverty, not poor people. We sacrificed. We cared about our neighbors. We put our money where our mouths were, and we never beat our chest. We built great big things, made ungodly technological advances, explored the universe, cured diseases, and we cultivated the world's greatest artists and the world's greatest economy. We reached for the stars, acted like men, We aspired to intelligence. We didn't belittle it. It didn't make us